The girl just kissed the man who had been paralyzed for 10 years in front of everyone. Miraculously, the man's legs regained their strength. He slowly stood up from his wheelchair. Everyone present was shocked. It turned out that the girl was actually a ginseng spirit who had cultivated for 1,000 years. She could ascend to immortality as long as she successfully passed her tribulation, but she had already failed 99 times. If she failed once more, she would completely vanish from existence. Her master calculated that the reason she kept failing was because she still had an unresolved bond in the human world, a bond with the little boy who saved her from a wolf demon 1,000 years ago. That boy was now the president of the William family. 10 years ago, the president was in a car accident that left his legs paralyzed, and he also lost the ability to have children. So if the girl could give the president a child before her next tribulation, it would be considered repaying his kindness. The girl mistakenly thought that she had to bear the president's child herself, so she hurriedly descended to the mortal world to find him, and happened to crash into the William family's arranged marriage with the daughter of the Chen family. The grandmother mistook the girl for the bride-to-be, and immediately pulled her inside, calling her granddaughter-in-law. The girl realized they had gotten the wrong person, but she didn't bother to explain. However, flying down from the mountain had drained too much of her energy. She needed to replenish her water supply quickly, otherwise, she would revert to her ginseng form. So she asked the president's assistant to bring a large bucket of purified water. Then, in front of everyone, she picked it up and drank it all in one go. Even though the girl seemed a bit odd, the grandmother was very pleased with her new granddaughter-in-law. She immediately wanted to give the girl a bracelet worth millions as a welcome gift, but to everyone's surprise, the girl firmly refused to accept it. She even said that the bracelet was poisonous, and anyone who wore it for too long wouldn't survive more than 2 months. Then, she looked at the grandmother closely, and pointed out that her complexion was dark and her lips were pale. She declared that the grandmother wouldn't live past 3 days. Right after, she asked someone to bring her a bowl of clean water. She pulled a strand of her own hair and placed it into the water, then told the grandmother to drink it. Since the William family was known for their medical expertise, the grandmother had great faith in the girl's abilities. She drank the water without hesitation, and in an instant, her face lit up and her health was completely restored. Immediately, the grandmother asked the girl to make a wish, saying she would buy anything the girl wanted, but the girl simply said she wanted nothing. She only wanted to have a child with the president. The grandmother decided they should get married the next day, but the girl was worried the real bride would show up and expose her. So without hesitation, she lifted the man's wheelchair and rushed to the Civil Affairs Bureau. However, since she had just come down from the mountain, she didn't even have an ID, so the marriage registration had to be postponed. Just then, the butler suddenly called, saying that the president's father's condition had worsened, and he was on the verge of death. Meanwhile, a miracle doctor was performing acupuncture on him, but could only temporarily stabilize his condition. Unless they could find a king ginseng within a week, there would be no saving him. The president said he had just bought some 100-year-old ginseng, and suggested testing their medicinal properties. But before anyone could act, the girl stood in front of the ginseng and refused to let anyone take them. She claimed that she could heal the president's father herself. The miracle doctor scoffed at her words, saying she was just a child spouting nonsense. He declared that if he could